guys, welcome to this video. This one's for Moto 4 customers. It's new bike day. If you're watching this video, you're either about to receive your bike or you just received it, so thank you. We love that you're riding with us and it matters to us. We're a small family business and we're passionate about people riding our bikes, so we appreciate you joining us. I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on what happens from here, how to start your bike, some of the admin stuff, so please watch it through, stick with us, and this will be a good video just to direct you on how to best get support from us and understand your bike and everything up. So number one, you should have received your VIN number and your proof of purchase. You'll need that to go get your bike registered, depending on what state. Any questions you have around rego, any of this type of thing, you can go to support.brightmotorcycles.com. That's our help centre, and you can type in rego or rego Sydney, rego Melbourne, whatever you need to type in, and all the questions and information should come up on there. If we don't have an article that supports what you're asking, you can just hit submit a ticket, and one of the guys will get in touch, or you can also call us and it'll push a message straight through to our support centre. So we work on support tickets, got a team here who are just working through and here to help with your admin or any mechanical stuff as well. So while on the support centre, if you do have any mechanical issues or questions or warranty or anything like that, please go to the support centre too. If you lodge a ticket, we'll get one of our mechanics to call you and help you. Especially a lot of our customers, it's the first time they've had a BRAP, so sometimes they need a bit of instruction, and it's nice to talk to a mechanic if you have a question, so we can do that as well. So yeah, please make sure you got your proof of purchase. Once you've got that proof of purchase email, check your junk if you haven't got it. It comes straight from our system, so sometimes the spam filters collect us up there. But just do me a favour and check the VIN number on your proof of purchase, matches your invoice and matches your bike. You check the VIN number on the top of the neck here, and we really that's just a bit of diligence to make sure everything's worked correctly. Once the bike arrives, you want to do your pre-ride check. So your first bit of admin is just making sure you're ready for your rego. If you didn't get registration straight from your dealer and you're going to register it yourself, make sure you got all your documents and you're booking at the transport office. And if you have any issues while you're registering, call our office whilst you're at the registration depot. Don't leave and call when you get home. Call us while you're there because we'll be able to help you out, and sometimes it's good just to get guidance there. But once you finish your admin, time to get ready for the first ride. So there's a couple of things that we want to show you. Number one is that the bike only comes with 1.5 litres of fuel, just enough for our guys to assemble it here, warm it up, take it around our test ride route, put a couple of Ks on it and make sure everything's good. So please fill your tank up, give it some good petrol, and make sure that you give your bike a good warm up when you first get it, because it's basically brand new, and that'll be making sure you got some Ks in the tank. But once you've done that, give the bike your own inspection, and you should do this on any motorcycle, especially a new motorcycle, just to make sure you're responsible and have thought through your safety stuff. So check your tyre pressures. All this should be on your email, or it's in the support centre. If you go support.brightmotorcycles.com, type in Moto 4, all the FAQs are there. You can check your tyre pressures. You want between 28 and 32 PSI in the tyre. Check your chain to make sure the tension's good. Check your oil to make sure the oil level's good. You've got a sight glass here for the oil, so you can see to make sure it's got oil in it. And then a couple of bolts that we think you should check. Check these three here. Get your spanner and your Allen key and check these three, because there's a lot of vibration and leverage there. We've checked them here, we've Loctited them, but it's a good thing for you to check regularly. Obviously, your chain is something you're going to check all the time like you would with any other bike. And then you just want to be aware of everything. I mean, this is not the type of bike, it's not like a dirt bike where it's getting flogged in the bush, but on any bike, I just think it's important to have a little bit of a maintenance regime. So you'll start to see things like these three bolts to check, your chain, keep an eye on things like all your fasteners down here. These can easily vibrate. They shouldn't. They've been checked here, but it's good just for you to check all the smaller bolts like that. Before you take off, give your handlebars a check. Also, so these Allen key nuts here, make sure they're tight. Always say, this is just a personal one, always check the front axle, because you make sure you got your confidence there. And then just like your minor things like your neck, just make sure that it's all free, working correctly. These are things that we would have done on our test ride, but just basic bike checks, high level stuff before you go ride. So then you've done your quick over check, you've fueled it up, you've checked your oil, done your tyre pressures. Now I'll show you how to turn the thing on. So we'll get Ethan to come over here. Number one, flick the key on. Number two, the red button, you want it down. Pull your clutch in. Your choker's here, so you can pull the choke right down there to start it. We're in Melbourne, so it's always a bit colder. And then just see, wanted to go no throttle then, so give it a little bit of throttle like that. Very easy. So that's that. Just let it warm up for a little bit. You see I'm in neutral, so taking it out. You've got your ABS lights here. If the ABS light is flashing, it means there's a fault with your ABS. So as we show here, ABS is on, that's good. That light means that ABS is correct. If it's flashing for some reason, it means there's a fault with your ABS. You can check the different flash codes and what they mean, what fault it brings up on the support site, the support.bright motorcycles. Obviously, you've got your neutral gear here. You can adjust your clock here. So use your menu item trip, odometer. See here, trip meter will be this trip, obviously. Odometer is the total for the bike's use. So it's done 4 kilometers, this one. Just check that. Sometimes the trip meter can be out, but the odometer will always be correct. Obviously fuel over this side, no fuel in it. You've got a USB charger here, so a lot of guys are getting quad locks and putting on here. So you got your phone holder here plugged into your charger. And yeah, over this side, high beam, low beam, indicators left, right, and you've got to press it in to turn them off. So press it in, turn it off. This is for your high beam flash, so when you're passing. And over here you can turn the lights off onto just like a ride, a park type light, or you can have them on full. I recommend leave them on full all the time. That's basically it. Really simple bike. Heaps of fun. They sound incredible. Obviously, the bike has a lot of restriction in it because we had to get it to pass noise regulations for the Australian design rules to be on the roads. So any aftermarket stuff, obviously, you do at your own risk and get your own advice on. We sell aftermarket stuff, especially guys that are racing them. But just please understand that we don't give advice on like if you get booked. Obviously, if you de-restrict your muffler, you risk getting a noise infringement, that type of thing. We do allow upgrades and customisation. So for example, if you change a muffler or something like that, we're still going to cover the warranty on the bike, but we just don't cover the part that you change. So for example, if you change a muffler and then you had an issue with a brake, well, obviously they're separated, so we would still cover it. But it's really good to use BRAP approved products because they're all covered under the warranty. So check out the options and upgrades, go to the BRAP website or Google BRAP Moto 4 options and upgrades or options and extras, and it's a whole catalogue of parts that we're constantly developing for these things. So yeah, one really good upgrade that a lot of people do, they come with a good tyre, but not a race tyre, not a sport tyre. So a sport tyre front and rear will really make the bike handle a lot better. So if you're going to do aggressive riding and you're a sport type rider, I recommend upgrade the tyres. There's some available on our website. You can chuck a Bridgestone or a Midas or any other brand tyre, but we recommend the Bridgestone and the Midas. We've got them on the website on the Moto 4 options and upgrades page. The other thing as well is just when the bike is brand new, just remember that the tyres aren't cut in yet. So just take it easy for the first 5 to 10 Ks. Expect that things are going to be a bit slippery, like the brakes are not bedded in, the tyres are not brushed in, all that type of thing. So really take your first 5, 10 Ks, your first half hour, take it easy. We live here about an hour from the city. So if people come and collect a bike from here, I would always recommend they take the Bay Road home because it's 60 to 80 Ks rather than go straight down the freeway. So just so they can spend the first ride getting comfortable with the bike. And especially if you're a new rider, we just really encourage you to allow that first ride or your run-in period to be a time to get to know your bike and to let everything bed in. So just be patient basically. Don't go and race it straight away. I get asked a lot about the run-in period on these bikes. If we update any information on that, please go to support.brightmotorcycles.com. Type in Moto 4 run-in and you can check out all the stuff. But basically just don't give it hell for the first 500 Ks. Come back for a service at your local mechanic at about 500 Ks. They'll change your oil, check everything over. But you can do the speed limit, all that type of thing in your run-in period, but just don't hold it pinned and be revving it really hard and riding it hard for that first 500 Ks. Give it some time to bed in and give yourself some time to get to know your bike. And also as a motorcyclist, you want to get to know the things that you need to check. So for example, you might need to check your chain more often if you're riding it hard, that type of thing. And as a new rider, really spend some time, jump on YouTube, learn things about checking your chain, checking different bolts that have high vibration, keeping an eye on things like that so you can be responsible for your own bike. Another cool thing that we've put on the Moto 4 is the lugs here. They're on each side of the swing arm, so you can get a rear race stand and hold the bike up. Really awesome for checking your chain, checking your brake pads, and also looks cool having the bike in your shed upright. So consider getting a race stand because they click straight in there. Yeah, so you've got a water-cooled motorcycle, so your radiator's at the front here, and then your coolant tank here. So on the bike, it's really hard to see and get to your radiator, so I wanted to show you a bike that, this has been one of our sample and prototype bikes, so hence it's got all the fairing off it and the engine out of it. But an interesting thing is you can top your coolant up here with this cap, so you would take that off, and I also use this just to check to make sure it's filled to the top with coolant. So you take that off like so and check. This one's actually empty, so you couldn't see it. Yeah, so that's the Moto 4, that's our overview. Thank you guys for getting a brath again, it means a lot to us. Have fun riding, we'd love it if you'd post on Facebook or whatever about your bike or give us a Google review. It does help us a lot. We're doing everything we can to shake up the market. I know that the Moto 4 is going to turn heads when you ride. You're going to get asked, what is this thing a lot? That's part of our purpose of not putting any logos on the side of the fairing is that you become our Marc Marquez or Valentino Rossi out there promoting the brand. So thanks for cheering us on. We're here to help and have fun riding. Talk soon. Brah.